Talking about the CEO caught on kiss cam at a Coldplay concert, snuggling with his head of human resources. Today, there are serious questions whether they will be forced to leave their jobs.
What happens when your ex-wife joins forces with the man trying to sue your band into oblivion? Well, if you're Chris Martin, it might just feel like a calculated public takedown. And the mastermind behind it all? Gwyneth Paltrow.
They're getting back at me. I exposed the corruption in their company. And now, the person standing on their side is my ex-wife.
Yup, Gwyneth, Hollywood's queen of chaos and wellness, is back in the headlines. But this time, she's not selling overpriced candles or talking about detoxes. She's allegedly working behind the scenes with a man caught in one of the most humiliating scandals of the year. Andy Byron, the ex-CEO of Astronomer, who got exposed in front of 60,000 people after the Coldplay kiss cam, caught him getting cozy with his married HR executive. You'd think that would be enough embarrassment for one man, but instead of taking the L and moving on, Andy is now trying to flip the script by suing Coldplay.
Apparently, the CEO that we all saw cheating with his HR chief is considering suing Coldplay because of all this.
And here's where it gets personal, because Gwyneth Paltrow is suddenly involved. She just appeared in a promo video for Astronomer, the same company Andy used to run, a company currently scrambling to control the PR damage. And insiders say this wasn't just a business move, it was a calculated jab at her ex-husband, Chris Martin. Sources close to Chris are convinced Gwyneth knew exactly what she was doing. She didn't get the divorce payout she wanted, and now she's allegedly teaming up with the same man dragging Chris's name through the mud. So, what started as a viral concert moment has snowballed into a messy, high-stakes revenge plot involving lawsuits, power plays, and a whole lot of dirty laundry. The question is Gwyneth just chasing a check, or is she trying to ruin her ex's legacy one scandal at a time? Because if you dig just a little deeper, this isn't about a kiss cam anymore. It's about revenge, reputation, and control. And what's coming next could take down more than just Chris Martin's good name. The kiss cam that started it all. It was supposed to be a feel-good moment during a Coldplay concert. You know, the kind where the camera pans across couples in the crowd, lands on two people, and everyone cheers as they awkwardly kiss. But on this night, the kiss cam caught something that set the internet and an entire career on fire. Sitting in the VIP section was Andy Byron, the now former CEO of tech company Astronomer. But he wasn't with his wife. Nope, he was seen wrapping his arms around Kristen Kitt, his company's head of HR, who also happens to be married. The clip went viral almost instantly, not just because of the awkwardness, but because Chris Martin himself noticed it on the screen. His reaction, a half-joking, half-exposing comment. Either they're having an affair, or they're just very shy.
Yeah. Oh, look at these two. All right. Either they're having an affair, or they're just very shy.
That one line lit the match. Within hours, the video was all over social media. Andy's wife was flooded with messages. People started digging into who Kristen was, and suddenly, Byron's secret relationship wasn't so secret anymore. But instead of taking accountability, Andy flipped. He released a public statement blaming Coldplay and the concert organizers for turning a private moment into a public spectacle. He called it troubling and claimed it caused emotional distress. Let's get one thing straight. This wasn't a hidden camera. This was a sold-out stadium with jumbotrons, photographers, and full media coverage. Andy bought the tickets, brought his side chick, and acted like it was date night. Coldplay didn't expose him, he exposed himself, but the story didn't end there. In the most bizarre twist yet, Andy is now reportedly planning to sue Coldplay for invasion of privacy and even defamation, all because Chris made that one off-the-cuff remark. And just when things couldn't get messier, Gwyneth Paltrow showed up, but that part's coming next. Gwyneth jumps in. On Andy's side, just when the internet thought the kiss cam scandal had reached its peak, Gwyneth Paltrow entered the chat, and not in the way anyone expected. Shortly after Andy Byron's public meltdown and Coldplay lawsuit threats, Astronomer, the company he once led, released a new promotional video. And guess who was front and center in the ad? Gwyneth freaking Paltrow. The actress turned wellness mogul, who also happens to be Chris Martin's ex-wife, appeared in a sleek, overly scripted commercial, thanking the public for their interest. It didn't take long for people to connect the dots, and the timing was just too perfect to be innocent. Sources close to Chris say he's livid. He believes Gwyneth knew exactly what she was doing. And honestly, how could she not? Astronomer is in the middle of a full-blown PR disaster. Their ex-CEO is publicly dragging Chris's name, and suddenly Gwyneth Paltrow is the face of their redemption tour. Many now believe this was a calculated move, not a coincidence, a way for Gwyneth to back Andy Byron and twist the knife just a little deeper into her ex-husband's reputation. And here's the kicker. This isn't just personal, it's strategic. Gwyneth may be using her influence to help legitimize Byron's narrative, giving him public support from a powerful celebrity to boost his chances in the court of public opinion, and maybe even in court itself. Behind the scenes, insiders claim Gwyneth's team is feeding stories to the press, framing Chris Martin as the villain and turning the Coldplay kiss cam into some kind of violation of privacy. She's reportedly been quietly supporting Andy's legal battle, helping him spin his version of events to make himself look like the victim. But this isn't just about business. This feels personal. And for Chris, it's starting to look like his ex-wife has chosen a side. And it's not his. The petty history of Gwyneth Paltrow. To understand why Gwyneth Paltrow might side with Andy Byron in a public war against Chris Martin, you have to understand one thing. Gwyneth plays dirty, and always has. This isn't the first time she's been accused of strategic betrayal. According to multiple insiders, Gwyneth's breakup with Chris wasn't nearly as conscious or uncoupled as she made it sound. Behind closed doors, she allegedly fumed over the financial terms of the divorce, and insiders say she didn't get the payout she expected. That alone would explain her not-so-subtle alliance with Byron. It's payback, but this isn't new behavior for her. Let's rewind. Gwyneth reportedly stole her breakout role in Shakespeare in Love from none other than her roommate and best friend at the time, Winona Ryder. She allegedly found the script in Winona's apartment, auditioned in secret, and won the Oscar. It was a move that ended their friendship and cemented Gwyneth's place in Hollywood. And the pattern didn't stop there. She's been known to take jabs at her exes, too. After breaking up with Brad Pitt, she allegedly called him dumber than a sack of ish, complaining she had to teach him the difference between types of caviar. She also publicly shared bedroom details about Ben Affleck, even rating him on live interviews and comparing him to other lovers. Then there's the Goop empire, which has been slammed for selling bizarre products, including that now infamous candle that smells like her. Former employees describe Gwyneth as erratic, manipulative, and obsessed with power. Reports claim she's created a toxic, fear-driven environment where staff walk on eggshells, and the media's beginning to take notice. Bottom line, Gwyneth's reputation for elitism, entitlement, and vengeance is well documented. Whether it's mocking her exes, ghosting her friends, or humiliating her staff, she has a history of burning bridges, then lighting the match herself. So, if you're wondering whether she's siding with Andy Byron to cash a check or crush Chris Martin's legacy, the answer might just be both. Andy's lawsuit, a publicity stunt or real threat? Andy Byron got caught red-handed in front of thousands of fans, cuddled up with his married coworker at a Coldplay concert. The kiss cam captured the moment. Chris Martin cracked a joke and the internet did the rest. The fallout was fast and brutal. His marriage crumbled, his reputation tanked, and he was forced to step down as CEO of Astronomer. But instead of owning up, Andy pulled the most entitled move imaginable. He blamed Coldplay for ruining his life. Yes, seriously. Byron released a dramatic statement saying he was troubled that a private moment had gone public without his consent. He painted himself as the victim of public shaming and surveillance culture. And now, he's reportedly planning to sue Coldplay and the concert organizers for emotional distress, invasion of privacy, and defamation. Let's be clear, this wasn't some secret affair caught by paparazzi. It was a public display at a sold-out stadium on the Jumbotron during a live show. There were cameras everywhere, and when you buy a ticket to an event like that, you legally waive any expectation of privacy. In fact, lawyers are already saying the lawsuit is dead on arrival. Attorney Ron Zambrano told Fox News Digital that Byron has zero legal grounds to sue. The venue had every right to film and display audience reactions, especially on a kiss cam segment that's been a standard part of concerts for decades. And Chris Martin's joke? It was vague, lighthearted, and hardly defamatory. What makes this all the more absurd is Byron's attempt to spin the narrative, as if he's the one who got blindsided instead of the one who chose to have a very public date night with someone else's wife. So, is this lawsuit real? Technically, yes. But legally? it's a joke. And more than anything, it looks like a desperate move to shift blame, dodge accountability, and maybe, just maybe, take down Coldplay in the process. Astronomer's PR disaster. As if the Kiss Cam scandal and lawsuit weren't enough, Astronomer, the company at the center of it all, is now facing a full-blown PR disaster. What began as a leadership embarrassment has turned into a brand implosion, and Gwyneth Paltrow's involvement only made it worse. Shortly after the scandal broke, Astronomer tried to soften the blow by bringing in Gwyneth to front a new marketing campaign. On paper, it looked like a sleek recovery strategy: attach a polished, high-profile name to calm the chaos. But in reality, it backfired fast. Audiences weren't laughing. They weren't impressed. They were confused and then angry, because this wasn't just a tone-deaf celebrity endorsement. It felt like damage control disguised as smug indifference. Internally, Astronomer was already crumbling. Employees were reportedly furious at how leadership handled the scandal. Ex-CEO Andy Byron's actions reflected badly on the company's culture, and pairing with someone like Gwyneth, who's been accused of running a toxic workplace herself, only made the situation look worse. Former Goop employees have described Gwyneth as controlling, manipulative, and chaotic. Several high-ranking team members have left in recent years, and behind the wellness branding, insiders claim the work environment was run by fear. Now, Astronomer's partnership with her looks less like a PR move and more like a desperate scramble. And let's not forget, Gwyneth has her own mess to clean up. Her brand Goop is under fire. Multiple employees have quit, a new biography paints her as erratic and power-obsessed, and people are starting to draw comparisons to Ellen DeGeneres before her empire collapsed. So now you've got a scandal-plagued company bringing in a scandal-prone celebrity to save face. Spoiler alert, it's not working. Instead of cleaning up the image, the Gwyneth collab is dragging Astronomer deeper into chaos. What was once a tech company is now best known for viral Kiss Cam drama, lawsuits, and shady alliances. And with every new headline, it's becoming clearer. This isn't just a bad look, it's a brand in free fall. Gwyneth's downfall. Incoming. Once seen as the queen of clean luxury and wellness, Gwyneth Paltrow is now staring down the barrel of a full-blown backlash. The internet, the press, and even former fans are starting to ask the same question. Has Gwyneth finally gone too far? For years, she's gotten away with a carefully curated image: high-end wellness guru, Oscar-winning actress, and cultural tastemaker. But the Kiss Cam drama and her not-so-subtle alliance with Andy Byron may have shattered that illusion. Here's the issue. Gwyneth didn't just appear in Astronomer's promo video. She stood behind a man who was publicly disgraced, caught in an alleged affair, and now weaponizing the legal system to blame everyone but himself. And she did it without flinching. Now, critics are calling it her Ellen DeGeneres moment. Just like Ellen's fall from grace began with whispers about her toxic workplace, Gwyneth's image is crumbling under the weight of exposed arrogance, questionable loyalties, and behind-the-scenes chaos. Even worse, former Goop employees are coming forward. Leaked stories paint Gwyneth as obsessive, erratic, and impossible to please. One former staffer told reporters that everything at Goop is about protecting her ego, and that team members are routinely thrown under the bus when things go wrong. Public opinion is shifting fast. On social media, once loyal fans are now calling her out of touch, manipulative, and calculated. Hashtags like #Goopgate and #Paltrow problem are starting to trend, and celebrity gossip sites are circling like vultures. And while Gwyneth is no stranger to controversy, this time feels different. It's not just a weird candle or a $200 jade egg, it's a public alignment with a man accused of using his power to lie, manipulate, and cheat. That's not edgy wellness branding. That's reputational suicide. If Gwyneth thought backing Andy Byron would be a quiet PR move, she might have miscalculated badly. Because this isn't just bad press, it's the start of a takedown. And if history's shown us anything, it's that Hollywood loves to watch a fall from grace. Chris Martin breaks his silence. While Gwyneth Paltrow and Andy Byron have been scrambling to spin the narrative, Chris Martin has stayed silent. Until now. And when he finally spoke, he didn't throw shade, didn't name names, and didn't stir drama. He did something far more effective. He let the truth speak for itself. At Coldplay's most recent concert in Paris, Chris addressed the audience during a quiet moment between songs. He didn't mention the scandal directly, but fans knew exactly what he meant. He talked about letting go of people who cause chaos and finding peace in your purpose, no matter who tries to pull you down. The crowd erupted. It was subtle but sharp, and the internet lit up with praise. What's more? Behind the scenes, Chris has reportedly refused to engage with Andy's legal threats. Sources say his team views the lawsuit as laughable and plans to let it self-destruct. They're confident the law and the public is on Chris's side. And while Gwyneth aligns herself with a scandal-plagued CEO, Chris is focusing on music, family, and integrity. Fans are rallying behind him, calling him graceful, classy, and unbothered. It's a reminder that silence can be powerful, especially when everyone else is screaming. So, while Byron files lawsuits and Gwyneth doubles down on chaos, Chris Martin is playing the long game. He's staying true to who he is, and letting his actions speak louder than any kiss cam ever could. And at the end of the day, that might be what saves him.